Ultimate One. I'm coming to you live from New York City. Today, I'm going to be talking about what happened to the WWE last week, and they continuously lying to their fans. Let's start off with WWE Raw. Raw, they claimed that they were going to do some changes as far as the set, the entry, that. Yes, it got changed, and it looked it more like a damn skating ring. I thought Tony Hawk was going to come off the top of the screen. When Rey Mysterio came out, there was too many colorful lighting, and anybody who sat anywhere near that stage and has an epilepsy sickness on them, they would have had an epilepsy attack because there's so many colors, so much blinking. Not that set is not for everybody. Entrance. It was looked nice on the Brock Lesnar. It looked nice on the AJ Styles, but not the Rey Mysterio. Too many blinking and all that. But anyway, the show started off with Brock Lesnar destroying pretty much Rey Mysterio. After Mysterio came out to do a promo and how happy he was and he was going to wrestle Seth Rollins. But apparently Brock came out. Uh, Heyman took the mic away from Rey Mysterio, and then Mysterio decided to take away from Paul Heyman. Next thing Rey Mysterio gets killed, pretty much. And then Brock decided to go outside and go grab his son Dominic and beat him up. The show was like, I was like, wow, this is some crazy stuff. This is Paul Heyman written all over it. So I thought, oh, there's gonna be changes. Oh wow, okay, no, I'm feeling this. Once the first hour was over, the second hour came up, and the second hour was the Miz TV bringing in Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan. At one point, we saw a little bit of the nostalgic thing that usually happens when these two guys, old timers, are in the ring. At one point, look, I thought Flair was going to do a shoot, but apparently it was all for nonsense. But I got hyped when I saw Flair take off his jacket and he ready to fight Hogan. Hogan's talking about, you want to challenge me? I guess you're not done with my 24-inch python. And they brought back good memories of back in the 90s and 80s when these guys used to square off and went at it. But then it went down the toilet right after that, because then who comes out the stage? Seth Rollins. And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, you out here about to I was suck up on Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, but where were you when Rey Mysterio was getting killed by Brock Lesnar? Right? So much for a champ, right? So once he started talking, that's when the show started going down the toilet. But then Flair and Hogan, the only reason they're there was to announce that in Crown Jewel, Hogan and Flair would have will captain 5-man team to go against each other. Of course, Seth Rollins sucked up to Hogan. He's now part of Hogan's team, captain, whatever the hell he wants to call it. Then next thing you know, Flair brings out Randy Orton out of nowhere. Yes, I'm going to say that. And I love what Randy Orton is a savage. He told Seth Rollins, maybe if you could listen, you could get your head out of Hogan's ass. Perfect. I loved it. I loved every minute of it because Seth Rollins is a suck up. But next thing you know, it looked like Seth Rollins and Randy was about to have a wrestling match, and all of a sudden Baron Corbin pops out, and they go 2-on-1 on Seth Rollins. Out of nowhere, Rusev comes out, and I'm like, Rusev, why is Rusev coming out? Rusev over here helping Seth Rollins, and I'm like, it was very confusing because Seth Rollins is supposed to be a fan favorite. Rusev's supposed to be heel. Rusev was a heel a couple of weeks ago with the Maria Kanellis storyline. So what the hell is going on? So I'm going crazy here in 1 minute. But as you can see, they had an enemy with Rusev in the back. He challenged Seth Rollins for the Universal title. That became the main event of the night. But before the main event came up, AJ Styles and Cedric Alexander had a great match again. It was a 5-minute match, but Cedric Alexander, one victim of the McMahon just not caring for a wrestler. Cedric Alexander will not be at Raw, I'll tell you right now, when the draft starts next week. And it looks like he'll probably go to SmackDown. Then we saw that, like I said, that Seth Rollins against Rusev. All of a sudden, Barry Corbin, Randy Orton comes out, and here comes Bobby Lashley out of nowhere. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So now Rusev is looking at the ring, and all of a sudden Lana pops out. Lana comes out, and Bobby Lashley is like, spinning her around. and then they start making out in the top of the stage. So I'm like saying to myself, what the heck? And Rusev was just there like a dumbass. So at the end of that, that's the way it ended. Of course, Bray Wyatt popped out again and pretty much put the unbeatable claw on Seth Rollins again. Uh, but I goes to show you, nothing changed except the set. So pretty much the show was pretty good in the beginning. Then it went down the toilet. Garbage. NXT on Wednesday was pretty good. My only complaint about NXT was that they put the Adam Cole Seth Rollins match first, when they should have put it in the main event instead of the Street Profits against Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. I think they would have done better. You know, it would have been better. It would have been a better ending because then you would have said Tommaso Ciampa come out, Finn Balor come out. It's like two guys ready to challenge Adam Cole. It would have ended beautiful, but no, they did it backwards. They again, WWE desperate to get fans to be more interested in their product instead of the AEW, and it backfired because at the end, AEW ended up beating NXT at the ratings at 1.4 million viewers combined compared to only 800 so plus thousand for NXT. I don't have a problem with NXT. NXT is great. I just didn't like the fact they put the Adam Cole Matt Riddle match, which was great, but they put it first. I mean, you would not do this in a takeover, so why would you do that? And this was supposed to be a takeover product. So I don't have a much gripe about that. I just feel bad for NXT because WWE does not want to put their Raw or SmackDown shows against AEW because they know they will get burned. You know, they will lose a lot of fans and they will get burned. So instead, they use NXT as a shield. For meanwhile, they keep lying to the WWE fans and the WWE fans and professional wrestling fans who want something to get better and it's good for the industry, but that's them. And then Friday night, I call it Friday Night Massacre. Somebody's career got killed. So pretty much, it was a glitz and glamours match. Not match, glitz and glamour whole show. You had Tyson Fury in the crowd, ready to look like he wanted to fight Braun Strowman. I don't know why Strowman even does that. This guy is just a type of person that he's only in gimmick matches. He's a bum. To me, he's just a bum. I lost total interest in him. He doesn't. I don't want to sit down and watch him anymore. He does the same crap. And the fact that the 8-man tag was only like 2-3 minutes long was with AJ Styles involved in it, and the OCs just signed a 5-year contract for your career to burn in there also. So just to put Tyson Fury to wanting to jump over the barricade, want to fight Braun Strowman, and so you could get headlines in ESPN and all that nasty, because that's all they care about. They don't care about us. They don't care about the product. They don't care if we like it or not. As long as they get headlines, that's all they care. But here's the part that really pissed me off on Friday was the fact that Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston, and they pretty much killed Kofi Kingston's career and his title reign at this process for $4 billion. Yes. Fox Sports Suit said, we want Brock to be the world champion. We'll give you $4 billion to kill Kofi Kingston's career and we'll take his title. And that's exactly what happened. He got pinned 5, not 5 minutes, 5 seconds. 5 seconds. He got pinned. And then they disposed of him like he was garbage. He was not to be seen. All of a sudden, Rey Mysterio comes back out, came out with his elbow in a sling, and Cain Velasquez pops out. Velasquez looked horrible. He looked out of shape. He had a brace in his leg. And I'm like, what the hell? The storyline was just good because Cain Velasquez was the one who beat Brock Lesnar for the UFC title. But why are you bringing MMA fighters in there when you got a whole locker full of stars? It's just nonsense. Stupid and nonsense stuff that these guys are doing, you know? And then to top it off, then you had Cain Velasquez spear Brock and started swinging at him, whatever. And Velasquez looked out of shape. This guy looked horrible. Last time I saw him on AAA and Triple Mania, he didn't look like this when he wrestled in a 6-man tag, which included Cody and Pangano against Killer Cross and two other wrestlers, and Tauro and somebody else, and Tejano. He didn't look like this. This guy looked like he's been sitting around the house eating Twinkies. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? You know? But forget about the Cain Velasquez. I mean, even though the Cain Velasquez, it was stupid that they brought him in because AEW was looking at him also. They wanted to talk to him, whatever. But here's the stupid part that WWE did. They brought him in so they could say, oh, look, this is what you could do, blah, 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 blah. But he can't wrestle in the United States because there's a UFC contract. This contract states you cannot wrestle in the United States. You could wrestle in Mexico, but then there was words around that they may use him against Brock in the Saudi Arabia Crown Jewel match. Because that happened because that's not in the United States. But, this is what you're going to get if they decide to do the next two shows in the Saudi with their blood money. I call it the Saudi blood money because they killed that journalist and WWE still doing work with them. It's just nonsense. But besides all this, I'm pissed off that they did this to Kofi Kingston. So now, if Kofi comes out now on TV, he's going to be looked as the guy who got pinned by Brock Lesnar in 5 seconds. They would not talk about everything he went through in the beginning of this year, his win at the Elimination Chamber. Oh, I think he won it. He lost it. But his performance in Elimination Chamber, the WrestleMania win, his wins against Randy Orton, I think the Daniel Bryans, that is not going to be looked at anymore because they just went and killed his career for $4 billion in 5 seconds. Many of you guys are going to be like, but, Brock is better. Listen, if you're a real wrestling fan and you use logic and you know the pro wrestling business, this should have never happened. Because the Fox Sports Suits wanted Brock as the champion. You paid him all this money, or they paid you all this money, and you went along with it. So McMahon is selling all these wrestlers' career, and he doesn't care what happens. And this is why, even though you had all this glitz and glamour this past Friday, your product still sucks. You had Raw wrestlers in SmackDown when that should have never happened to begin with. Okay, when you got probably 20 or 30 guys sitting in the back doing nothing, they have SmackDown, and you had Seth Rollins against Nakamura, title versus title, or champion versus champion, and again, the Fiend come out and puts the comment. It is, if the Fiend does not win the title tonight at Hell in a Cell, that whole Fiend and Firefly Funhouse was a waste of time. WWE just wasting people's time. I'm already at a point where I don't even want to watch their product no more. I watch NXT, but I don't want to watch their product. It's boring. I'd rather watch New Japan. I'd rather watch Ring of Honor, who they're not doing that well. I'd rather watch MLW, Impact, New Japan, AEW, I'm not committed to any promotion. I watch anything that's good wrestling. This is what WWE gives us on Monday and Friday is garbage now. NXT is the only thing that keeping them afloat as far as people still going across watching their WWE product. But if what I hear that McMahon wants to move NXT out of Full Sail University because they lost this past Wednesday by 600,000 viewers, you can say goodbye to NXT within 2 years. They'll be looking like SmackDown and they'll be looking like Raw. You don't believe me? Okay. You don't have to believe me. You'll see it. You'll see it. You're going to try to move NXT to big arenas? Really? We'll see. Anyway, I want to thank everybody who subscribed to my channel. I usually don't complain like this usually on my videos, but what I saw this past Friday was a disgrace to the professional wrestling, disgrace to a guy who wrestled his butt off all year, had a 7-month title reign, might not have been the greatest, but all you Kofi Kingston fans were on board with him. Oh, why Kofi is not the champ? Why they don't make the champ? They made him the champ, and this is how he gets shitted on. It's horrible. But anyway, I want to thank my subscribers, all the subscribers who tune into my channel. Leave me your comments, leave me your feedback. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of them. But this is the whole point. Agree to disagree. I want to thank my subscriber again. Hit that notification bell. Hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up if you like what you hear. I'll definitely reply back. I also in Instagram, YouTube. I mean, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Ultimate One Wrestling News. Also, I also have a audio podcast and iHeartRadio, Apple, Google, Spotify called the Chokeslam Wrestling Report. I do a podcast there every Monday, and now I'm doing one every Monday and Thursday. Give you all the reviews, previews, and things that I've gone through the wrestling world. The Thursday podcast is mostly AEW stuff, and AEW fans. So check it out. I want to thank you once again for listening, and I'll see you guys
La
very,
murga
very
de
soon.
Panamá.